Hi everyone and welcome to another handwriting lesson. Today we're learning to write the lowercase letters A, M, S, R, I, B, T, L, D and F so that we can form them correctly when we're writing our stories. Now these letters that we're looking at today are all the letters that we've covered so far in sound waves. So we've looked at the letters, we've looked at the sounds. Today we're making sure that we can form them correctly, write them correctly. Okay, so how are you going to know today whether or not you're a successful learner? Let's have a bit of a look. I will know I am a successful learner if I can start my letters in the right space, if I can trace over the letters that have been written for me, and if I can copy the letters underneath. So if you can do those three things, you will know that you have been successful in your handwriting lesson today. Today we're going to look at three types of letters. We're going to look at body letters, body and head letters, and body, head and tail letters. So what are these different types of letters? Well, let me tell you. Our body letters are our letters that sit in the space between the solid line and that first dotted line. So these letters A, M, S and R all sit in this space between the solid line and that first dotted line. They take up that first bit of space. That's what we call a body letter, if it sits in the space between the solid line and that first dotted line. Let's have a go at forming our letters, our body letters today. Remembering part of our success criteria is starting our letters in the right spot. So when we start the letter A, we start up near the top of that first dotted line and we start it just like the letter C. We go up and around, close the C up, down and a little flick. With the letter M, we make a little fish hook up and over. Then we go up to that first dotted line and over the hill, up and over the hill again, and a little flick. Going up to the top of the first dotted line again, we're going to start our S. Up and around and turn back and go the other way. And for our little R, we start with a little fish hook again, and then we come up and around, and we've got our letter R. So the letters A, M, S and R today are what we call body letters because they sit in that space between the solid line and that first dotted line. You can continue practicing tracing over the top of the letters. I'm not going to do it today or I'm going to run out of time. And when you've done that, you can then have a go at copying them underneath. I'm going to move on to the body and head letters now. The body and head letters mean the main part of the letter is in the body section, but they're tall letters that reach all the way up to that second dotted line. So these letters, B, L and D, all start at the second dotted line. So you start at the top, we go down. With the B, we just go up to that first dotted line and give a little flick out the end. With our L, start at that second dotted line again and a little flick. Just be careful with your flick that it's only a short flick and not too long. And the letter D, remember to start it in the right spot. We need to start it like the letter C. We go up and around and then we go up to that second dotted line and finish with a little flick at the end. Now the letter T is slightly different from the other letters, and that is because we don't start from the second dotted line. We actually start the letter T between the first dotted line and the second dotted line. So we find the middle of those two dotted lines and then we go down, we give our little flick, take our pencil off and we draw our line across. Again, you can have a go at tracing over the letters and then have another go on your own, copying the letters underneath. And the last letter we're going to look at today is the letter F, and the letter F is a body, head and tail letter. And we start at the second dotted line. We go up and around. We go through the solid line, take our pencil off and put a line through that first dotted line. And that is what we call a body, head and tail letter. Have fun practicing your letters and I'll see you in our next handwriting lesson. Bye everyone.